this.
Really nicely for them.
Yeah, so 2 smokes. They last did them towards jungle and stairs. They might change it, but I think they'll stick to this one. And Fnatic seem to like this. The retake worked out for VP. We'll see if it works out for Navi. Flamey having to give up ground here. Falls back in CT. He's the one with the kit and the smoke. And he's got support now. He's got his buddy Simple with him. And they're working their way back in now. Fnatic being corralled towards jungle and connector. Like Guardian's got to be careful though. 3 players now going through, but well played by Edward as well to stay in support. But there's a problem. There's Olaf and Flusher left, and they still need to defuse that bomb.
Yep, that's going to be an issue. Olaf Meister has got a pretty safe position right now, but the defuse is going. Flamey in through the smoke. Sometimes when there's smoke, there's flame.
Navi don't have that much information at the moment. They haven't pushed on A, they haven't pushed up mid. So they might not be fully aware here, and Seized isn't alone though. There's still Guardian, and Guardian is keeping a watchful eye towards those apartments. Seized now under pressure though. Fnatic going for that big contact hit. Simple's on the quick route over, but Guardian's now under pressure and he crumbles. JW catches him out, and now there's 3 players playing retake, and it won't be easy.
Simple now going to make his way through corridors. Player at Forest, player close on sight, one over towards that short archers there as well. So Simple doesn't have any easy shots to make at all. Except for that one, Olaf Meister just tracks back into his crosshair, but it's traded out. And that's what Fnatic are able to do, because if it's so long to set up on this site, they've got all the angles covered. The Flame using this round. No, there's always going to be a smoke there. And that's the way that this map's changing actually as well. Teams are sort of going away from that standard peak. Sometimes you roll the dice a little bit too much with that, like Dust 2 double doors.
Okay, they've gone for that deep smoke towards connector. It gives them even further time to be able to check through connector and pressure towards short. The bigger issue now, Seized going down, is they have less presence towards middle. So Navi have to respect this and back away, but still Flamey finds one through towards connector. Simple's got his eyes trained towards ramp. You've got Guardian watching through from jungle, so they've got a bit of an AWP crossfire towards A. They're believing this hit's coming in, but the problem is Flusher's also been let loose. Ladderum's got an issue, and that issue has a gun. Flusher finding Flamey through the small little pieces of that scaffolding, and now Edward looking for a reply. But that could have been shut down before it began, but Simple doesn't manage to land the shot too perfectly, and JW's still alive finding Edward, and there, finally he makes the impact count.
2v3, bomb getting B now, Flusher already on the site. So again, Fnatic have a chance to put something together, and Flusher likely just hits himself in this corner. So this is going to be really, really nasty for Navi to deal with if they have to push into this one at all. Minimal connector presence for Navi in this round. They actually could have maybe traded out for Seized's death on short if they had a player there, but they were playing around the smoked out mid-window, and it's as easy as that. Flusher there to receive Simple, and Guardian thinking better of even challenging this one out.
They haven't pulled the trigger yet on the actual hit. They're waiting to see if anyone plays into it. And Flamey on the verge of doing so, but has to back away. Tries to find a new position, peeks towards Tetris. Good spot here, and Dennis doesn't punish. There it is. Finally, Olaf and JW come back in on it, but Guardian still found room to be relevant.
Flamey getting 2 kills there is big. It's actually more than you probably expect from that position, especially with 2 players facing him down. We'll see how that actually materializes, or if it does later into the round here, because Crim's forced JW was busy trying to deal with connector and in towards jungle. He has to back away with this bomb now. And Navi, like we discussed, give control, flex into this one and allow Fnatic to push and then go for that retake attempt. There's a lot of smoke on that site. Fnatic justifiably could have gotten there. It was all about Flamey shutting him down.
Nice read from Guardian, good timing, around the back.
Side of Navi. Again, both you would have seen 2 grenades. There's 2 players there, but Olaf catches him. Crims goes down. He was actually in towards underpass there, trying to make something happen. So not too much gained nor lost here. And Navi are quickly rotating in the direction of B. And Flusher seems to be joining his teammates here. In a moment, he's going to be hanging on the site. 1 goes down. The 1-for-1 is acceptable because Navi have now a few moments to set up here through kitchen. Not what you want if you're Edward there. Face that down. JW just plays the fringes of the smoke so perfectly. Crim seems to be expecting his presence, but it's not enough. The Famis does find its mark. A weapon falling out of favor with a lot of players as of late. This has been discussed. I think Pimp's one of the few who actually will prefer that over the UMP 9 times out of 10. Fun fact aside though, Navi have taken a lot of damage in the early stages. Seized and Guardian are very low. And they still see this mid control. Now, JW went on his own towards B. Didn't know that there'd be 3 Navi players there and waiting. And they're Simple in mid, just to put down the law.
Maybe Fnatic losing a little bit of focus here, and Navi kind of pulling up the bootstraps a little bit. As Flusher left in the 1v5. 3 players are low. And Flusher not going to get a little bit of a fight towards middle. That's with Flame beside him. But Fnatic going for a bit of a pinch through underpass here. Olaf Meister up at the top. Got to be careful. Guardian doesn't normally miss those shots too many times in a row, and he doesn't this time.
Yeah, that was a pure peak Olaf Meister in towards mid. Doesn't work out. JW still has an AWP, and Crims has made his way in towards underpass here. So that's the kill on Edward. 4 players over towards the B side of the map here for Fnatic, and it's only Seized actually on the site right now. Edward was playing up on short there, so Seized lacking backup, but Fnatic don't look to pressure that advantage. Back away into spawn, or maybe even rotate through towards A. Now, if you're a Navi, and you're worried that Fnatic somehow know that you're so light on the B site, you are going to rotate a player over at least. They're going to split this one 2 and 2. And Flamey and Guardian, I hope one of them wraps in through CT here, and yeah, at least get some presence on that side of the A side. They do. So Fnatic with the advantage, even in numbers, split Navi between 2 sites, a 4v2.
Oh, this is tough for Guardian. This is a big test for him. You've got players from 2 directions coming in. He's pretty isolated. Flamey's actually just pulling himself a little bit further away from being able to help him out, but the adjustment is
spanked.
Unbelievable from Guardian. High flash comes in, somehow doesn't land that shot. It looked like it was on, but he's read the game plan. He's going to spot another. No, he didn't see him jumping out from Palace.
So lucky.
That's a huge problem, but he sees another. Flush again towards Sam, which is still a nade coming in, and I wonder if it's towards CT. It is! It hits him, it's enough, it's done the work, and it's left JW now, the last man standing, but they've removed Guardian and allowed JW to focus in on the last 2, but he's being baited by Simple and played in towards Seized, but he's reading it well, but the time, it's dwindling.
Simple's got a molly here, and Seized can approach now. They can actually set this up for a nice crossfire. Inside of the box, permeated by many bullets, and Seized is not going to be able to hang on. Or should I say JW?
Now, Navi. There's a step back here. This is the game I've wanted to see between these two. JW just takes the 1-to-1 and wins it. Guardian blinked, missed it, died, and now has to sit there and watch Simple on the AWP. Let's see if this works out any better for him. JW's holding down mid as the air hit's starting to pour in. He's down to Flamey to lock it down, but he can't. He's been smoked, mollied out, flashed out, everything poured at him. And Fnatic take the site.
Well, there's a gap of that smoke there as well, and I think Dennis was hoping to make some use of it, but Flamey's full flash, and Dennis sneaks in under the cover of that grenade. And now the bomb is down, 3 players surround it, and JW in a good position to control the presence in mid. Easy shot for him. But Navi not convinced that this is actually the way they want to go.
No, and they're going to show the next part of the idea, show Guardian and Flamey towards middle, the jiggle peek in the corner, they might take a step out soon, and then you hit B. Here comes in the other flash, and that's the one you go on. So it is a B hit. Flamey and Guardian going to work their way up, but the problem is that Olafmeister, as you highlighted, did not get blinded, and he has not been moved, and he's having none of what Navi are trying to sell. And the flank comes in, and things just go from bad to worse, leaving Flamey and Guardian with it all to do, but Flamey's up to the task, apparently. Flush's head goes rolling, but it's just Guardian now in the 1v3, no armor either.
It's all well and good to show a couple of players mid to try and confuse your opponent, but no one was watching from Fnatic in mid. They didn't even see the 2 players shown there, so all Navi did was isolate their main force. Fnatic were ready for that B hold, and Olaf with 2 quick kills. Definitely later in the round, Navi would love to transition actually through connector here and take control of mid, but yes, JW will be waiting. No AWP for him yet, but this is usually sufficient. Not this time, though, only the trade.
12-5 certainly be burrowing into the minds of Navi here. Got to be able to pull themselves through this one. Mid is slipping in towards their control. No one on short, no one really watching it elsewhere. Fnatic playing a very strange game. Olafmeister's going walkabouts, but look at this. There's no real information at any point other than this. There's good info, but Flush has completely pulled off of it. He's now sitting towards CT. Crims walking back towards window, and if that smoke dissipates at the right time, or he plays it at the right time, he gets it all to do.
Bomb loose here for Olafmeister and smoke on top. Just to compound the issue a little bit more here for Navi. Doesn't want a challenge, he knows he's walking into AKs. But this is now a very frustrating play for Flamey, who was on the other side of that smoke.
Look at the bombers, that's the worst thing in this round. They have control in A, but it's all about that bomb fight, and why are we not watching it? Why are we not watching it?
Flamey pushed the smoke.
Got Olafmeister! No, why did we miss this?
Ballsy stuff. That's ballsy stuff.
Look, it might all be for nothing anyway, because Crims is going to watch this. So, yeah, it was like, okay, well, that was exciting, but it's fallen apart. And now at 25 seconds, and Dennis is on the side. He can just buy a bit of time here, get Flusher into a very relevant place.
Dennis jumping across. Back in towards CT now. So Guardian, I guess a moment to breathe, but maybe not even to plant. Flusher, yeah. Flusher going to be testing there as well. And that's a correct decision from Guardian.
Yeah, different smoke on Spectator. So
again, with the X-ray,
yeah, you get to see everything pretty much.
Right then, well, C's going to back away. Lucky enough to be getting away with his life in general, but now JW starting to make amends for the earlier bit of issues that he had. 2 kills for him over on this A side. Now needs to back away. Into connector, and the smoke will assist him in this regard. Seized, if he's caught lurking too long, he could be in deep trouble. JW a little bit too high. I mean, that's a hard shot to make, no doubt about it. So retake for Fnatic.
You start to expect things from JW because it's JW, even though it's just not something you normally see. So, 3 players left alive here. Molly goes in, going to force Simple out of the corner. Force him into the eyes of Flusher. That's the first, but Guardian's very actively looking for fights and sees getting played in well here. Does get the first shot down in the end. And JW's so low, it's going to be tough for him to do anything in this situation. Staying alive would have been... I guess Fnatic won't what they've got. It's not perfect, but they do have a double ult, and they've gone for this. And it's weird that JW doesn't have it either. Dennis gets picked up very swiftly. Flamey at the helm of that one, but we've got the Deagle arrow here. We've got a little bit of Crims maybe having a bit of a shot at something. Flusher trying to buy a bit of time. There it is. Deagle comes through, and now Flusher is there, adding insult to injury on even the less than ideal buys. Fnatic still have so much fire behind them.
Yeah, a team like Fnatic, you know, there's at least a couple rounds like that per game. They probably shouldn't win. They still end up winning. It's a very fortuitous time for that to occur now, but it's still a 3v2. 2 AKs and a UMP to work with here. And Crims is going to make his way up short. Now, Flusher is very, very low, and Guardian meets Crims there at the head.
You lose a 2v4, do you, Fnatic? Because that's going to be in the back of their minds. You shouldn't lose these, even on this weaponry. But it's looking likely. No kits, Flusher low. Unless somehow JW finds a miracle frag very quickly, this one is starting to dwindle out of time. They've got to be quick about this, but there it is. JW comes through and Flusher sprays in, desperate for a connection. He's got the tag.
Do it!
But
Do
no.
it big! He seems to be struggling to fit into that mold right now.
JW, you don't walk into that. He's going to back away from the window, look for new ways elsewhere, but Flamey lighting up through connector, but JW is there, sprays him wildly, but gets met by his opposing number, I guess you can almost call it. Guardian with the AWP. We're down to a 3v3, but let's look where the bomb is. Still working its way through Palace, and there's still Dennis here. If he can maybe find a bit of play, find a bit of an awkward position to put himself in, he can still be so relevant to this round. The rest of his team, though, are believing in this B hit.
Given where Edward and Guardian are playing now through mid, Dennis will probably have a chance to challenge Seas, because if you're in Seas' position in Palace, you're going to plant in a position that's quite possibly vulnerable to the CT ramp, the T ramp, should I say. So I mean, Dennis has done good work here. I like this. The idea that if you're at a local man advantage, i.e. like it's a 3v3 across the map, but it's maybe a 1v2 at that site, coming from a really weird angle will allow you to equalize that and at least give you a fighting chance.
Now, it's whether or not Dennis holds his nerve now. This is where it gets interesting. 2 players up short, they're making noise, they're making it very obvious they're here. Dennis, let's switch over and see if he's going to keep it under wraps. Here we go, yeah, locked down, but seized. How has he landed that? He's got it back to a 1v2. He's got decent HP, but no utility to make play with. He doesn't know how quick they've been on this rotate. Spots out one by Jungle, looks for the straight-up fight. Flusher gives it away. This gets dangerous now. Olaf's got a nade. This could clear out this spot in one swift move. If he puts it here, it's done. Yeah, this could be it.
Himself away.
No, Seized has moved. He's moved forward as far as he can, but it doesn't matter. The rifle does the job, but that could have been different. Yeah,
tough one for Seas there as well. He knows he can't retreat back to Palace, can't give control of the site back to Fnatic, because that is smoke. They're just going to smoke him in there and make life really hard for him.
You start to get worried if you're an opposing team, but 15 to 8, at least Navi this time have a good buy to work with. But already Flusher dismantles part of it. Flamey goes down, who's been integral so far, and Flusher won't move. He's standing out here. Look at this man. Given everything he has, and he just gets completely wrecked by Guardian. Okay, now the problems start to begin. It's back to the 3v3, but look at the HP.
Oh,
Crims just lines them up and knocks them down. And we're down to this 2v2, but Guardian's low, Seized is low. But Dennis is an awkward spot here.
It's compromising position here.
Yeah, this is not easy.
Guardian's able to loop back and leave Seized in mid now. Seized sees the head of Dennis. Dennis has no idea. It should be an easy pickup now. Should be an easy pickup. That's the operative term anyway. Dennis now making the peaks. Grenade won't catch him, and Dennis gets away with that. Somehow, he's going to have the chance to get back over towards B and actually give Fnatic a 2v2.
How has this happened? Here we go. Guardian going to look for the fight straight towards Dennis. There's a time limit on this. There is a time limit. He can be relevant here because there's pressure from short at some point. That's what he's worried about. He couldn't stay there too long. Has to adjust now. He has no idea where they're coming back from, aside from Dennis. Now, you might start hearing Crims letting a couple of shots fly. Yes, so Guardian now knows where they both are. Seized has to help him out in this as well. He's got to help him to the left. Guardian misses a very uncharacteristic shot. Now Dennis gets up close and personal, and it's down to the 1v1. Seized against Crims. And Seized, where are you? Crims?
Oh, he could have had that.
He could have
Unbelievable.
Didn't hold his nerve, didn't hold down the bomb, but he's now dancing with danger, and Seized keeps it together. even in the highest. They wanted to go for that. No one's actually gone for it, though. Guardian gets fed a big pickup. Olofmeister being found is massive. And now Fnatic looking for options elsewhere. Navi have not really shown much across beyond that. And that's just Guardian slow walking out towards B. And there is still a player here. If you're playing against Fnatic, you know there's probably going to be Flusher around somewhere, and he is. He's waiting down just off the side here. If Guardian keeps walking any further, there will be that little bit of a pixel in towards the sights of Flusher.
One of two of the Fnatic AWPs getting a bit of a dust coat right now after that one as well. So Olofmeister losing out on that challenge. I mean, you already covered that pretty extensively, but it seems that Navi aren't really convinced that they've actually made enough damage on B and softened Fnatic up to actually be going with it. So backing away now, and this is annoying if you're in the 4-player position. If you're Fnatic, you're like, well, okay, what now? Fnatic preemptively actually stacked already 2 players fairly deep on that A side, so they're entrenched. But again, what's to stop Navi from going short to B? Just Crims.
Both of the AWPs now on B, because Flush was able to recover his. GW's going to be watching towards short. And Flush has actually swung around to it as well. The AWPs are ringing true. It's 3 players now for Navi to run the gauntlet. They have to get past these 2. The first will fall, but JW is still there. Now, even odds sit between these 2 teams, but Fnatic on 15 rounds means in the next 20 seconds, excluding the bomb plant, of course, we'll see if they can actually close out in this round.
Issue is that Crims and Dennis don't really have the option to go for, different angles here. I don't think there's time to drop into underpass and go the long way, so they have to double face here. Guardian, again, this is about as close as to living in a fort as you can be. CS, but he gets tagged in the head. Now needs to go for the peak. He finds it. A little bit off, a little bit on and off Guardian has been now, but look at how low they both are. Crims doesn't have a grenade to exacerbate this and still needs to get it done the old-fashioned way. Oh, that cost him.
Yeah, it's save time now. Off we go. That one little bit of a shot coming through, and Guardian somehow staying alive again. Guardian playing from that spot is actually so good. People calling it, I think,
sometimes a clarion call for death, sometimes nothing to worry about for Navi. I'll have to see which case this is, because they've already made the way over towards B. And they're on the site, so they're in. It's going to have to be Fnatic play that retake. Flusher actually managed to find a kill up at the top of mid, if I'm not mistaken. C's lurking a little bit too long. Retake with Deagles, this might be a thing. JW finds Edward up close and personal, gets himself an AK.
Oh God, he just wants to get out. Crims almost blocked him then.
A bit of a stack up inside kitchen, but they're making it happen now. 2 players remain for Navi. The bomb is down, and Fnatic still need to respond to this. And Simple's going to deliver 2 kills. A spray comes through. Can't quite get a third. And Olaf and Flusher shut it on down. Navi straight in the duddy. Fnatic split yet another series. And again, the top 8 spots in this league are still under question. Neither of these teams really pulling free of them. But what an exciting series. A great start, especially. Train was fantastic. Looks like a car I had when I was a kid. Cost me $500.